Hello, chums. It's Ada Campe here. I hope you're keeping well. Well, I love a bit of poetry, and I came across a poem I've not read in some time, but I have fond memories of. It's a poem by the wonderful Pam Ayres, the Parrot poem. Now, I once read this on the top floor nearly of St George's Hospital on a New Year's Day on a stroke ward. I was going in to cheer up a chum of mine who'd unfortunately had a stroke and was at St George's, being looked after very well on the stroke ward. And I went in full of the joys of the new year. I wasn't being insensitive, but you know. And went in and said I'd read a jolly poem. He always loved Pam Ayres. And I bounced in there. The sun was shining through the enormous windows. You could see over the Thames, over Westminster Bridge. Absolutely beautiful. And I read this poem and he fell asleep, which I think is rather rude, and not at all a comment on the quality of my performance or the poem, which I think is rather fun. But I found it again today and I thought I'd read it for you. So I also happen to have a friend here, an inflatable parrot, hello darling, who's quite interested in the poem. So where shall I put you? I've not thought this through. I tell you what, I'll put you over there on the sofa, yeah? And if you like it, you can come in at the end and tell us about your verdict. Okay, you ready? Are you ready, friends? This is Pam Ayres' wonderful poem. I also love it because it begins at the Cotswolds Wildlife Park. I was doing panto in the Cotswolds a couple of years ago. Oh, no, I wasn't. Yeah, you're right, I was. Having a very jolly time at the theatre ship in Norton. So when, at the time, you see, I didn't really know the Cotswolds and I was reading this to my chum years ago. Now I know that. I can picture it. Here we go. And it is May, it's the 30th of May when I'm recording this. So I had to get it in, friends. Ready, darling? Ready, friends? All right. At the Cotswold Wildlife Park, in the merry month of May, I paid the man the money and went in to spend the day. Straightway to the Pet's Corner I turned my eager feet to go and see the rabbits and give them something to eat. As I approached the hutches, I was alarmed to see a crowd of little yobbos hollering with glee. I crept up close behind them and weighed the scene up quick and saw them poke the rabbits. Poke them with a stick. Get off, you little buggers, I shouted in their ear. Don't you poke them rabbits, that's not why they're here. I must have really scared them. In seconds, they were gone. And feeling I'd done some good, I carried on along. Till, up beside the parrot's cage, I stood to view the scene. They were lovely parrots, beautiful blue and green, like this one. In and out of the nest box, they were really having fun, squawking out and flying about. All except for one. One poor old puffed-up parrot clung grimly to his perch, and as the wind blew frontwards, backwards he would lurch. 1 foot up in his feathers, abandoned by the rest, he sat there plainly dying, his head upon his chest. Well, I walked on down the pathway and I stroked a nanny goat, but the thought of parrots dying brought a lump into my throat. I could no longer stand it, and to the office I fled. Politely I began, excuse me, your parrot's nearly dead. So me and a curator, in urgent leaps and bounds, with a bottle of parrot cure, dashed across the grounds. The dust flew up around us as we reached the parrot's pen, and the curator, he turned to me, saying, "Which one is it then?" You know what I'm going to say? He was not there at all. At least, not where I left him. No, he flit from wall to wall. As brightly as a button did he squawk and jump and leap. The curator was very kind, saying, "I expect he was asleep." But I was humiliated. As I stood before the wire, the curator went back to put his feet up by the fire. So I let the parrot settle And after a short search, I found that stick the yobbos had and poked him off his perch. That's the end of the poem. What do you think of that, darling? Did you like it? Oh, yes. Did you like it very much? Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear it. Have a lovely day, chums. Bye-bye.